If Islam is the true and perfect religion, then why do we have different sects and schools of thoughts within Islam itself? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear viewers, welcome to Misk Podcast, episode 7. Once again, I'm joined by Sheikh Rouhani. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Welcome back.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I should thank Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for providing me again with this great opportunity to be here at the service of you and your respected audience. I hope that today's discussion will be, inshallah, again helpful and useful for all of the brothers and sisters.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Sheikh. Previously, we talked about the truthfulness of religions, and we compared all the major religions. We came to this conclusion that Islam, having all those criteria as a true religion, stands on top.
Exactly.
But the question is that if Islam is the true and perfect religion, why do we see different sects within Islam itself? Different schools of thoughts in Islam, and doesn't it show that Islam kind of is not like a perfect religion because we have different sects here?
Exactly. First of all, we must know this very important fact that the different views that we have among Muslims regarding, for example, Islam, it has nothing to do with Islam itself. I mean, Islam is only one single religion. Okay, Islamic teachings and main doctrines are like a unified kind of teachings and doctrines. But when it comes to the different views and different perspectives, it goes to the human beings. I mean,
to the followers.
Exactly. Like for example, now we have a kind of dialogue right now. So when the people listen to us, they would understand us differently. Okay, they would have different perspectives, different understandings. So it doesn't mean that these differences or different views that we have among Muslim scholars, the main sources of this or the main cause of these differences is Islam itself.
Oh, the problem is not with Islam.
Not with Islam. It is with the nature of mankind. Okay? I mean, not only Islam, all the other religions, all the schools of thought, all the different ideas, thoughts, ideologies that we have in our today's world, we see among the followers of these ideologies, schools, and religions, we have even different views, different perceptions, different interpretations and understandings of all these different religions and different schools. So it is something that is completely natural for the human being. Okay? I mean, if you look at this from a pure rational and philosophical perspective, from a epistemological perspective, if you look at this, we see that very naturally human beings, when they, for example, study about something, they would get different understandings, different viewpoints.
That's
okay?
Right.
That is completely natural. If it happens with Islam or with any other religion, it is not a problem with that religion.
So the quick answer is that the problem is not with Islam.
Yeah, it is for the nature of man. Okay?
This naturally happens.
Exactly. For example, when we look at, when the people look at us, since they look at us from different angles, they would understand us differently. They would have a different perspectives. Okay? So same is the case with the text, with the scriptures of religions. Different scholars study, for example, the Holy Quran, based on their historical background, cultural background, their customs, their traditions, their beliefs, their worldviews, their benefits, their interests, whatever. They would get different understandings, different perspectives. So this is completely natural. Okay, it happens. Nobody can control human being. Nobody can force human beings that you should have one kind of unified understanding from for example, something or from an object. Okay, so this is completely natural.
But anyhow, there is a true understanding.
Exactly. The point is that we should try our best to get the highest level of the pure understanding.
All right.
The true understanding. We must make sure ourselves that our understanding is completely in accordance with the true teachings and principles of Islam. This is another point. Okay.
Yeah.
So differences are always there. Okay. And the very clear reason, or the very, let's say, important reason for this is the history of Islam.
Yes.
If we study the history of Islam, we see that right after the demise of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the very close companions of the Prophet, the Madani companions of the Prophet, they got different views about different things about the Prophet ﷺ. For example, about the very death and demise of the Holy Prophet, the people were of different views. Some of the companions were of the view that the Prophet ﷺ had not died.
And he was
he is alive. He will return like Jesus Christ. Okay? And some of them were of the view that no, he had died, and we have to bury him. So everything is over now about the Prophet. Exactly. So then, where to bury the Prophet ﷺ? Again, there were different views. Some of the companions were of the view that we have to return back the Prophet to Mecca, because Watan, or the homeland of the Prophet, is Mecca. And we should return him, take him back to Mecca. And some of them were of the view that no, he must be buried in Medina.
Madinatul Rasul.
This is another view, different views. At the same time, there were the people who went for a battle by Osama, one of the companions. So then, among the companions, there were different views. Army of Osama, either to let's say
join them,
or not. Different views were there. And then there were different views about, at the very day that the Prophet ﷺ died, there were different views about the Khilafah and successorship of the Prophet ﷺ.
Among these kind of different views and perspectives that the companions had, what was the most important, different views here?
This is a very important question.
The most important one.
Yes. The difference or the kind of diversity that causes different religion, different, let's say, sects among Muslims later. This is important. So first of all, we should know that naturally the different views about something among people is completely natural. Okay, it's completely ordinary, and it's not something strange.
Yes.
This is the first point. Secondly, our duty is to make sure ourselves that we should get the true understanding, the most truthful perspective. Okay?
Yeah.
This is the second point. The third point is that historically talking, the different views about the Prophet ﷺ happened at the very day that the Prophet ﷺ died. So the very close companions of the Prophet were of different views. Okay? This is the historical fact. So that is why now the question is that this kind of different sects that we have among Muslims.
In terms of theology.
Exactly. It is itself is something that naturally happened. Okay? I mean, it is not something that happened, for example, very strangely. It is not something that make us, for example, shocked that, okay, why such a thing happened? No.
So it experienced like it's a natural process.
Exactly. It would have happened. So then, but your question is this, that, okay, what is the main cause for this sort of differentiation among
divisions
Muslims?
That we
divisions,
have.
Exactly. Among Muslims, as we have now, for example, different sects, So I think the most important cause for this is the Imamate, the leadership after the Prophet ﷺ.
The caliphate.
Exactly, the successorship of the Prophet ﷺ. So the very significant question at the very day that the Prophet ﷺ died was this question, that who should lead the Ummah after the Prophet ﷺ?
Who was the leader, or who should lead the leader?
Exactly, who should lead the Ummah or the nation of Islam? So here, again, the companions of the Prophet were of different view. Historically talking, the Aus and Khazraj, who were called Ansar, the Madani people, so they gathered in a place called Saqifa. And they appointed a person among themselves. From among themselves, there was a person, Sa'd ibn Ubadah. He was appointed as the Khalifa of the Prophet ﷺ. He was a very old man from Ansar.
Okay.
Then there was no any Muhajir, any Qurayshi among them.
All right.
So then when the Qurayshi people, when the Muhajirun was informed of this, let's say, establishment of a kind of khilafah at that time. So they rushed towards Saqifa. So, and then they tried to convince them that no, khilafah should be for the Quraysh, for Muhajirin. So there was different views. Ansar was of the view that Khalifa should be from Ansar. Okay? Ansar ibn Ubadah was appointed as Khalifa already. And then the Muhajirin, like the first Caliph, second Caliph, and some other, there were 3 Muhajirin, I think. They first went to Saqifa, according to historians. And then there was a kind of struggle. There was a kind of debate, a very challenging, a tough debate among them, that who should be the Khalifa. So then they changed the Khalifa.
They kind of held an election there.
Exactly. So then another person was appointed as Khalifa. And then Sa'd ibn Ubadah did not pay allegiance, according to the historian, did not pay allegiance to the second Khalifa that was appointed. And he left the Saqifa. And even he went to Shamat, I think, where he... this is what historians tell us, according to the historical accounts. So it happened at Saqifa. So I mean, the main cause, the root cause for the differences that we have nowadays among Muslims is this issue of khilafah, of the successorship.
Yeah, I remember you told us that there is a true understanding, understanding of Islam,
exactly,
the true perspective.
Exactly.
Wasn't there a clear perspective? Wasn't there a clear perspective of who the caliph should be?
Yeah, what I mentioned was the things that historically happened.
Okay.
After the demise of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Exactly, the process. So then, according to the Shia scholars, the one who was appointed by the Prophet himself sallallahu alaihi wasallam as his Khalifa and successor was Ali ibn Abi Talib.
So Prophet had already chosen.
Exactly, because whenever Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for example, went for a journey, for a battle, for a war, for example, whenever he left Medina, he always appointed someone as his successor in Medina. So then the question is that how is it possible that when the Prophet ﷺ decides to leave this world, he does not appoint anyone as Khalifa. So according to the Shia and Imamate scholars, such a thing is not possible.
The Prophet cannot do that.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
It is impossible.
To leave the community
without a leader. Yeah. So because in Islam, even for a group of people who want to say a prayer, they must have a leader. Let alone the whole world, the entire life of the people. So then, according to the Imamiyya scholars, Amirul Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salatu wasalam was appointed as Khalifa. That is why.
When was Imam Ali alayhi salam appointed as Khalifa?
So the most, inshallah, we'll later discuss it very deeply and comprehensively, all the reasons behind it. But to very briefly mention, I just suffice to mention the story of Ghadir Khum. And also, there are many other hadiths, hadith al-manzila, hadith al-dar, hadith al-thaqalain. There are many ahadiths in which the Prophet ﷺ, hadith ashira, for example, that we will inshallah later discuss all of them very comprehensively, inshallah. But all these ahadiths truly guides us that Amirul Mu'mineen Ali alayhi salatu wasalam was appointed as the Khalifa, as the successor of the Prophet ﷺ, according to the Shiite understanding of Islam. Okay? So they have rational kind of reasons and proofs for the appointment of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam and the establishment of Imamate. And they have the Qur'ani reasons and let's say proofs for the Imam of Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. And they have Hadithi proofs, reasons for the Imamate of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. And they have the very authentic historical account and historical evidence, pieces of evidence for the Imamate of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, that all the Imamiyya scholars have collected and compiled them in their main works from the very beginning of Islam till nowadays. So if the brothers and sisters refers to the theological sources and theological works of the Imami scholars, they would find all these reasons very completely, very comprehensively. Then inshallah we'll discuss them also in some episodes, inshallah.
Inshallah. Now the question is that why did this happen? I mean, okay, they had different perspectives about who the caliph should be, but why did they have these perspectives?
You know, for example, Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam was named as Mawla on the day of Ghadir. Man kuntu Mawla, fahadha Aliyun Mawla. Whoever I am his master, Ali is his master, okay? So then what does this master mean? What does the term wali or Mawla mean? Here we have different perspectives, different interpretations, different understandings by the Muslim scholars. For example, some of the Muslim scholars, they are of the view that Mawla and wali here does not mean leadership.
Does not mean caliphate.
Exactly. It means something like hub and love, that we should love Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. But the Shia scholars are of the view that no, love was already there. All the people loved Amir al-Mu'minin Ali alayhi salatu wasalam, and then why the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam should gather people in Ghadir Khum and ask allegiance to Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. They told him that you have to pay allegiance to Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. So what does it mean? That the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam gather all the people to pay allegiance to Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. Why? Because they have to love Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. They would say, oh Prophet, we already love Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. There's no need to get. So anyhow, there are lots of reasons. There are lots of proofs that the Shia scholars and Imamate scholars compiled them and collected them in their works.
I mean, about the attributes and qualities of the characteristics, actually, of the caliph. There should be also kind of different perspectives then.
Exactly, for example, according to the Ash'arites, for example, Mu'tazilites and Imamiyya, they are the main three theological schools in Islam. So they have different views regarding the attributes and the properties of the Imam, that what kind of attributes should the Imam or the Khalifa have. Like, for example, Isma or infallibility is something that the Shia Muslims believe in, that the same way that the Prophet ﷺ is infallible, then the wali or the successor of the Prophet should be also infallible. But when it comes to the Ash'aris, for example, or the Mu'tazilites, for example, the Sunni scholars, they are of the view that no, there's no need, for example, that the Khalifa should be infallible. But the Shia scholars are of the view that if there's no infallibility, then how can we trust the successor of the Prophet?
That's a good
How
point.
can he guide us to the right path if he makes mistakes?
So if he is not infallible, he's the same as anybody
He's the same
else.
as other people, and there's no any superiority for him over the other people. He's like exactly like other people. Then why should the people consider him as their Lord, as their, leader, as their master, If there's no any, what we can say, a kind of superiority, a kind of fadila for a person, then merits for a person, then why should they follow him?
So one of the points about who the caliph should be, I mean these divisions that we have, was about the characteristic of the imam. So the qualities that an imam should have or a caliph should have.
For example, about the knowledge of the khalifa and the imam. What kind of knowledge the successor of the Prophet should have?
One question, Sheikh. Do the people have the right to choose the caliph?
This is a very important question. That can we choose and elect a person as the successor of the Prophet or not?
I mean, we do not have the right to choose the Prophet. Yeah? That's not with us.
Absolutely.
That's up to Allah Almighty. So do we have...
Of course, we have no right to choose Mahdi. Ajalallahu ta'ala farajahu sharif. In Mahdi, all Muslims believe.
Yes.
But nobody says that Mahdi should be chosen or elected by Muslims.
It's up to God.
Exactly. So Mahdi is the last Imam. According to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Khulafa ummati or Umara ummati are 12. So the last one is Mahdi. So now, if the last one is not chosen, not elected by the people, why the rest of them should be elected?
So you mean like if we don't have the right to choose the last Imam, how can we
choose the first
one
or the third or the second?
That's a good question.
That's a very important question. Shia is of the view that if Mahdi is not elected by the people and he is chosen by Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and he is the last Imam,
He is the leader after the Prophet.
Exactly.
He's the leader.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he's the exact leader of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So then the question is that why the rest of the Imams and Khulafa of the Prophet should be elected by the people?
While the people do not have this knowledge, this understanding.
Yeah, we do not know who is Mahdi. We do not know the characteristics of Mahdi ajalallahu ta'ala farajahu sharif. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that.
Yeah.
Because it's something hidden, secret. Yeah. So then all the qualities for the Prophet also we don't know. Who can claim that the prophets were chosen by the people? None of the prophets were chosen by the people.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Neither the prophets nor their successors were chosen by the
throughout
people.
The history.
In any case. We do not have any case, yeah? So then, since all the previous prophets, they appointed their successors. And after the Prophet ﷺ, after the last prophet, the seal of the prophets, the first caliph appointed his successor. The second caliph also appointed the shura. Yeah, and then the Umayyad Khulafa, all of them appointed the successors, and Abbasids appointed the successors, and Uthmanid appointed all of them the successors. So it means that all the successors after the Prophet ﷺ, they all appointed their Khulafa, their successors. Before the Prophet of Islam, all the prophets also appointed the successors. Then why the Prophet of Islam should be an exceptional case? Yeah? Why should we consider this prophet as the one among all the 124,000 prophets? Yeah, why only Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam should not choose and elect his successor, while all the previous prophets they introduced. Okay, and all the khulafa after the prophet, historically talking, they also introduced and appointed their successors.
Yes.
So why the Prophet of Islam should not do that? Why only the Prophet of Islam should be an exceptional case? Yeah. This is something irrational. It cannot be convincing. It cannot be accepted.
Yes.
Okay. So that's why Shia Muslims are of the view that as we cannot elect the Prophet because we don't know the characteristics of the Prophet.
Yeah,
because they are secret. They are hidden. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that. For example, ilm of the Prophet. Who knows?
Who knows who is the most knowledgeable?
The infallibility of the Prophet, the taqwa and piety of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Yeah, nobody knows that. So only Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows these qualities and attributes in a prophet. That's why Allah chose him.
Yeah.
And mostly the prophets were not accepted by the people at the very beginning, as the Prophet of Islam was not accepted by the people of Mecca.
Yeah.
He left Mecca for Medina. Yeah. So if it were for the people to choose the Prophet, they would never ever choose Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the Prophet, as the people of Mecca did not accept him.
Yeah.
So it is not something that goes to the people. It is something.
Is the right of Allah.
Exactly. It's something that is something divinely and heavenly. Okay. So according to the Shia scholars, same is the story, same is the case with the successors and the Imams after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So the Imam or the Caliph after the Prophet is heavenly or divinely appointed.
Exactly. Because of what? Because Imam or Khalifa is like a mirror for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which we see the Prophet. What does it mean? It means that the same positions, the same qualities, the same attributes, the same responsibilities and duties, except prophethood, they are all in the successors of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
They should be. So
they should be. And they are all secret. They are all something hidden. They are all something that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that.
Yeah.
Then that is the reason that the Shia Muslims believe that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He appoints His prophets, He must appoint through the prophets the successors of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi ajma'in. So this is the main cause and the root cause of the division among Muslims. That some of the Muslims accept this view of the Shia, but some other Muslims do not accept this view of the Shia Muslims. This is the root cause.
So these 2 points that you mentioned about, the first one was about the characteristics of the Caliph after the Prophet. This was mainly discussed, different perspectives on this. And the second one was should the Caliph be appointed by Allah Almighty? Is it like a divine appointment, or no, it's up to the people? So these were the two aspects that you talked, main reasons on caliphate.
Exactly.
As we are actually running out of time as well, is there any other reasons on this?
From the Shia...
the arguments, I mean.
Exactly. From the Shia perspective, what I can mention here very briefly is this, that the Shia theologians and scholars, they have at least 5 categories of the proofs and reasons for the Imamate. First of all, they have pure rational and logical reasons.
Okay.
Secondly, they have Qur'ani reasons. The reasons and the proofs that are based on the ayat of the Holy Quran.
All right.
And the third one is the hadithi, or traditional kind of proofs and arguments. They refer to the very authentic riwayat, hadiths, and narrations from the Prophet ﷺ. And fourthly, they have very, very authentic and concrete kind of historical, let's say, proofs and reasons for the Imamate of Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. So that we will inshallah discuss them very comprehensively in details inshallah in the following episodes, because now we do not have time. So to briefly sum up, I should mention that this is the main root cause of the division among Muslims.
The caliphate.
Exactly, the issue of the Imamate and leadership of the Prophet ﷺ. Of course, there are different views among Muslims. The Shia Muslims have their own reasons and proofs for this, but it does never mean this that we should be always in struggle, fighting, killing. There should be kind of civil war among Muslims. No, there's no need, because this is, as I said, it is completely something natural. It naturally happens because different peoples are of different views. Different prophets are of different views. Different imams are of different views in many things. So peoples are also like that. But the most important duty and responsibility that we have is this, that we should make sure ourselves that our belief, our ideology, our, let's say, thoughts, our principles and teachings, doctrines that we follow are the most truthful one among all the teachings and doctrines that the others have. So this certainty should be there. Okay? So that's why we as Shia Muslims try to make sure ourselves that what we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the prophethood, in Imamate, they are all true based on reason, Quran, Hadith, and historical authentic evidence.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Sheikh, for joining us today. We'll have you, inshallah, in our next episode.
Thank you very much. Have a nice time. See you, inshallah.
Dear viewers, thank you so much for being with us till the end of episode 7. If you had any questions, don't hesitate to share with us in the comment section. Next episode, inshallah, we'll be talking about Imamate and leadership in details. Stay with Misk Podcast. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.